everyone, my name is Nikki. If you don't know, this is my YouTube channel for Lavender and Sea. I am a watercolor artist and stationer, and one of the biggest questions I get asked is, who do I use to print my art prints and my stationery, such as my Christmas cards, my thank you cards, all that kind of stuff. That is why I'm going to show you exactly who I use today, and I'm also going to walk you through an order. Now, the company that I use is Printswell Fulfillment. I'm going to put this link beneath this video, but make sure to use this link. Obviously, as you can see, this is an affiliate link, so I get a tiny portion of the sale, but you want to use it because you'll get $25 off, or you'll get a credit for $25 towards your account. Also, Printswell Fulfillment is different than their regular customer-facing site. This site that I am showing you right now is specifically for wholesale. So if you have a business and you're wanting to sell your art prints or stationery, this is definitely the website that you want. Now, what you're going to do if you've never, obviously you don't have an account, you're going to apply now. And then you're going to walk through their whole application process. It's really simple. You don't even need to show them your website. You could show them your Etsy. They just want to know that you're a business. Because it is wholesale, they need to make sure that you're a business and you're not just some random customer that wants to get cheaper prices. Once you have that all set up, you'll get a confirmation from Printswell. Then I'm going to show you how to actually place your order. So what you're going to do is once you log in, you're going to come here. And just one quick note, if you ever need templates, you can come up here to need help. And Printswell has a ton of information here, such as pricing information, info and policies. You want to pay attention to their info and policies. One thing that I discovered when I was making a bar sign for a wedding, they do not allow you to print any brands. And I had painted like Maker's Mark whiskey bottles and Vouvet, and it was really clear that it was those brands, and they wouldn't print them because it's a copyright infringement issue. So make sure you don't have anything like that. They're not going to print like Disney stuff or anything in those terms because this is a wholesale. They want to protect themselves and they don't want any copyright issues. If you ever need guides and templates, file setup help, template downloads, all of that is here. Really, really helpful. Okay, let's go back to placing our order. I'm going to go with start order. Now I'm in my window after I hit start order. The reason I have this tight right here is because this has all my personal information. And since this is on YouTube, obviously I don't want to share all that personal information with the world, but you will have your information like your address and billing and all that kind of stuff down here. Up here, you decide what type of product you want to order. I'm just going to show you how I do my art prints, but there's a ton of stuff here. I order my stickers from here. I do smaller flat cards for my inserts. I also do folded cards because I love to do Christmas cards and thank you cards and stuff like that. Lots of options, but for now, I am showing you how to do an 8x10 art print. That is a flat card. Then I'm going to select the size, and I do 8x10, but there are all these different sizes. I am going to select the paper. So if you're doing watercolor artwork, I personally love their 110-pound felt bright white. It's a nice thickness and it has that rough texture like watercolor does. So it just lends itself really, really good to your artwork. Another note, always make sure you select bright white. You don't want to do a warm white or it's going to affect the color of your artwork. So really keep that in mind. If you don't want that texture of the felt, another good option is 120-pound eggshell ultra white. That is a beautiful paper, and since it's eggshell, it has a slight texture to it. That one looks really beautiful. I actually use that for my cards. It's really nice and thick. And just if you don't know, all these numbers on the left-hand side are just the weight of the paper. A cardstock is going to be 100, 110 plus. So they have some double thick here. You don't want to do a 70 pound or 80. Those are text weights and they're really thin and it won't appear to be high quality. So like I said, my favorite is the 110 felt bright white. That's what I print all of my art prints on. Let's make sure I select that. And then they ask you, do you want to print on the back? Sometimes you might want to. For my stationery cards, such as Christmas cards, I do, because I do an inside little note and then there's obviously artwork on the outside. But for my art prints, I just print on the front. And then you go ahead and you select how many you want. The more you order, the less expensive it gets per piece. I typically, when I'm just starting and say I just created a new art print and I really don't know if people are going to buy it or not, I usually start with about 10 or 15. However, if it's one of my quirky art prints and I already have a lot of interest in it, sometimes I'll order 50 of those to start off with. We're just going to say 10 for right now. We're going to select this product. Now it's going to ask you a few more questions. Will this be a variable print job? No. A variable print job just means that you're submitting multiple files in a PDF. So something like this would be place cards if you were doing a different name, or menus where you had a different name at the top of every menu. That's not what we're doing. I am printing the same art print 10 times, so it's not a variable job. This is just my order quantity again. You can change it here if you need to. Packaging, that's fine. Now I'm going to upload my file, so I'm going to browse, and then I already have it up here, and as you can see, I have a file in here that says print ready. I really suggest that you do this because if you need to order more, you already know that this document is print ready. Now let me show you real quick, when you set up a file, you need to set it up a little different than you might suspect. It's not just an 8x10 file because you need it to have a bleed on it. So whenever I create an 8x10 art print, I make it 8.25. This is the bleed, this 1/4 inch. So make sure you add that. And then obviously the height will be 10.25 for that additional bleed. And then you would place your artwork in here and save it. So just keep that in mind that you need to have the bleed. Then I'm just going to hit open and it's going to upload. Sometimes it can take a little bit, especially if your files are bigger. Looks great. Sometimes it will look slightly blurry here, and that's okay. If it looks really bad, then you probably want to look at your file and make sure the resolution is high enough. Also, if you don't upload the right size, it's going to tell you that it's not the right size. So for some reason, if you need to re-upload, you can do so by hitting this button. Then I'm going to select next. I do not need hole drilling. I don't need angled corners. Next, and then just add to cart. That's really so simple. And then after you hit add to cart, you can scroll down. Obviously, all this stuff down here is my personal information, like I said before, but you can just go through that and then you select your shipping method. I really recommend either doing UPS, or I think they might have FedEx now. The USPS, if you're in a hurry, I don't recommend selecting that because it can be really slow and sometimes take up to 3 weeks. I just had an order. It's not Princewell's fault. It's the United States Postal Service's fault, but it took almost 3 weeks for me to get it. So be mindful of that. If it's something you don't need right away, then you can totally choose that option, but best to go with something like UPS. And there you have it. It's really simple to order from Princewell, and they've been so great. I love how my art prints turn out. I have over 400 reviews in my Etsy shop, and a lot of them comment on how great the quality is. So I really recommend them. Please use the link underneath this video so that you can get that extra discount, and I hope that you get to sell your art and now you found an amazing printer to print it with. If you guys are on Instagram, follow me at Lavender and C, and please like and subscribe. That always helps me out and it helps other people find this video. Thanks for watching.